Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to this Moodle Academy webinar on effective use of AI for work and study. My name is Richard Lefroy. I'm part of the Moodle Academy team at Moodle, and today I'm joined by my colleague Anna Krassa, Education and Qualifications Coordinator in Moodle Academy. Today, in this interactive session, you'll discover practical strategies for using AI tools to organize your thoughts, accelerate your work, and support your studies. We'll blend real-life tips, hands-on examples, and open discussion as we explore how to make AI your trusted assistant, not your replacement, for smarter, more effective work and study. So thank you so much to everyone for being here today, and I will pass over to Anna.
Thank you so much, Richard. It seems that we have a lot to say, and we have here an overview of the session today, and we will start by explaining the focus of the session, and then we will see how AI can be used for work and study, and we will have the chance to share some real-life examples and, of course, some tips to take away. Getting started with our presentation, I need to clarify that I have no IT background. And by no means, I'm not an AI expert. So this presentation has nothing to do with Moodle 5 and its AI subsystem, with the AI technology or the AI tools and models. I'm here as a simple, ordinary user willing to share my personal experiences using AI and willing to discuss and brainstorming around AI. And of course, I would like to see and discuss with you how AI can be used for work and study in an effective way. So how did I become involved with AI in the first place? For some time, I had the opportunity to collaborate closely with the Moodle research team, remarkable duo. You probably heard them, Martin de Llamas, who is, of course, the founder of Moodle, and Eloy Lafuente, legendary Moodle developer. And in fact, here in this photo, you can see how they work together. They're working side by side in a virtual environment using their AI glasses, even though one is in Spain and the other one is in Australia. So this is just an example that illustrates the advanced level of the AI technology these guys work with and conduct research on. So this team gave me the opportunity to use multiple AI models, and often in parallel, mostly through a local installation. But as explained before, this presentation is not about the technological aspect of AI, which is a topic that I couldn't say much. This is about the way AI can be effectively used in our everyday life. So, what am I using AI to do? I craft newsletters and articles, interpret statistical data, assemble project reports, document processes and procedures, design course content, build presentations, compose emails, articulate my thoughts, reflects on tasks, and did I mention earlier that in my introduction that I'm Greek? I mean, my native language is Greek, and I use English as a second language. And if you wonder why I'm bringing this up, well, it's because the first version of this slide was this one. Can you spot any differences? Perhaps checking the non-bold words? Instead of 9 different verbs, I had used only one, right. But don't you think that the previous slide was more interesting, more creative, sophisticated, even more accurate? To tell you the truth, it's not that I don't know the previous verbs. It's that it takes me more time and energy to think and write in English than in Greek. And actually, this is the reason why my colleagues suggest me to do this webinar. All suddenly, they start noticing that, oh, Anna's English start being better, improving, without being impersonal. But as Richard mentioned, this is an interactive session. So before we moving on, please tell us a few things about you by answering to this poll. Do you use AI? If you do, then how often? And for which tasks? I can see answers coming up. I can see that the majority of people here is already using AI, at least sometimes. Okay. I think I'm going to end the poll. Let's see about the results. Most of you are using AI, 19%. I hope this presentation will be too basic for you. And those who are using it, it's like sometimes and regularly. Now, let's see how AI can be used to boost productivity and creativity at work. And when I'm saying at work, I obviously mean computer-based work. Okay. So there are some practical ways to utilize AI to increase productivity and creativity at work. AI can help you to organize your thoughts, overcome procrastination, and deepen your understanding of a topic. While it can support clarity of your writing and consequently improve online communication. Of course, all these benefits are interconnected and sometimes not easily distinguishable. But let's see things more closely. I hear more and more people saying that concentrating is challenging, and I'm not exception in this one. Online working is affected by multiple distractions, and we often tend to multitask. Both of these are affecting human concentration negatively. Interacting with an AI can help you organize your thoughts in a logical order. A small effort to organize messy thoughts can help you unfold the complex threads of challenging tasks that often make us avoid some tasks and procrastinate. It's interesting to note that using AI as a conversation partner and not just a single prompt machine is a particularly rewarding process because it won't just give you better results, but it will also help you articulate and clarify your own thinking, forcing you being more accurate and precise, and consequently deepen your understanding on a subject. Well, someone would say that's old news. Of course it is. Many years back, sometimes in the 19th, Martin Duyamas wrote down the Moodle philosophy and explained constructivism, stating that from a constructionist point of view, people actively construct new knowledge as they interact with their environments. And this is exactly what may happen when you interact with AI. Only now, the environment is artificial. And as mentioned before, AI is great when it comes to improving communication, acting as a proofreader and enhancing your writing, especially if you work in a multilingual environment. AI can save hours on tasks that look daunting, like writing extended reports, analyzing data, translating content, and so on. Sometimes, if I feel uncertain about something I wrote, especially my tone, Remember, I'm Greek. I might take my own text through an AI asking, what do you understand from this? Or is it too harsh? Or even, is this correct? You see, I still like expressing myself in my own way, but working in international environment, I want to cross-check that my thoughts are meaningfully expressed and ensure that my tone is not too austere or even insulting. Now, if we just switch our focus and approach AI through the lens of learning and studying, we'll see that the previous methods still fit. I mean, a learner, especially a self paced learner, can use AI to reflect on their studying, organize their thoughts, deepen their understanding on topics, proofread their assignments for clarity, and receive feedback on how to improve their work. But there is also another possibility. Learners can also benefit from AI if they approach it as a tutor. And just recently, spotted a very clever and advanced prompt in the Moodle AI public chat on Matrix. You can all join that if you use Matrix. It was written by Martin Tiyamas, and it explains exactly this: how to set AI acting as a tutor, which is convenient for informal learning mostly. And I'm reading the prompt suggested because I thought it was really clever. You are an expert, patient, and engaging AI tutor specializing in the subject X. Your goal is to guide me through the process of learning the topic Y, one concept at a time, in an order that makes sense to build knowledge effectively. The most important rule is that you will guide me one step at a time and you will always wait for my response before proceeding. Do not provide a resource and then immediately ask a question. Wait for me to engage first. Here is the learning process we will follow. You will introduce a single small topic and ask if I'm ready to start, and you will then wait for my confirmation. Once I confirm, you will provide one short focused resource, like a core concept, a short article, or a video. You will then stop and wait for me to tell you I have reviewed it. After I confirm I have reviewed the resource, you will ask me one question to check my understanding. You will then stop and wait for my answer. You will evaluate my answer, providing clear, encouraging feedback. If I'm wrong, you will gently guide me to the correct understanding. After the feedback, you will ask if I'm ready to move on to the next topic. To begin, just introduce the very first, most fundamental concept and ask me if I'm ready. To be honest, I haven't tested this prompt, but I'm sure you all understand the concept suggested here. You first need to tell AI how to take over the tutor role and help you start learning. Moving on, I will share some real examples from my own experience where I used AI. And we will see bad and good ways of using AIs in its case. Ready? Now, let's start the other way around. Take a moment and tell us in the chat, assuming that you work for a company Z and you want to write a newsletter to promote a new product. Why? What would be your prompt? How would that look like? Take a moment and type your prompt in the chat.
All right, we have one in now. So let's see, I'll just read this straight from the chat from Bianca. The prompt is generate a newsletter for company Z to announce and promote its new product. Why? So that's what we're asking. And Bianca says the newsletter should be engaging, informative, and persuade readers to learn more or purchase. Include sections for an introduction, key features of product Y, its benefits for the customer, and a strong call to action with a link. That's good. So you can see that straight away we're thinking about, or Bianca's thinking about actually how it's going to be structured and giving some guidance there instead of just a bit of a shotgun approach and hoping for the best. Anna, do you want to pick one and read one out? I'm just reading through them all here.
I can see randomly Jean, I think. Write me a newsletter of company Z to promote product Y. The audience is made up of people who are new to product but already know about the company, and people who know a little bit about the product. Include 6 distinct sections with various types of connect to maximize engagement, and with a call to action to find out more or purchase the product. That's good. Okay, we have several interesting prompts here. That's really interesting. And let me share my experience, because once I had the task to collaborate with marketing department to write articles to promote Moodle qualifications. And I had a number of fundamental resources already in place. The easiest way to deal with it would be probably to share those documents with marketing team and expect them to draft an article using AI. And I was actually about to do this, but then I heard like my manager's voice in my head saying, respect the time of other teams. And since I am the qualifications coordinator, I am the subject matter of this topic. So I thought it would be better if I get the main documents through AI to draft the article and then ask marketing to review the article to ensure that the marketing beats are correctly in place. So while in both cases the use of AI is given, it made a huge difference to have an expert taking ownership of the AI content. And I believe that this approach saved considerable time from each team, allowing us to focus on our strengths and resulted in an accurate, ready-to-go article very quickly. I did the qualifications bit, marketing did the marketing bit, and we had quickly a better collaboration. So take ownership of the AI-generated content. Another similar case was last year when we rebranded Moodle certifications to Moodle qualifications. To pass the message, we had to reach several user groups using multiple communication channels. Moodle users, educators, Moodle partners, and through different channels, as I said, we have to deal with social media, forums, internal and external and public channels. So instead of drafting an announcement text with AI and using as is everywhere, I prefer to work a little bit more and maintain the setup, the main announcement text using AI, okay. And then I asked AI to adapt it, altering the style, the emphasis, the tone for each group. So we had optimized. I used AI to optimize the text depending on the audience. And the occasion, and it was good and effective because while we ensured consistency, we had this adjustment for the specific audiences. So another thing that you can keep in mind is that AI can be used to optimize the text depending on your audience. Your turn again. Assume you work on a big project. Every year you have to write an extended report to explain how did it go, suggest improvements, and this report will unlock the funding for the next year. So, do you think that AI could help you with this report? Yes? No? Probably? To some extent? How do you feel about that? I mean, if you were in that position, would you use AI? Would you rely 100% on AI?
Just quickly, while people are doing that, Anna, I'll just very quickly run through a couple of these other things that people put in from the last chat. Just a couple of little things I wanted to point out. So Kairu has sort of written a prompt, given some guidelines, and then also asked several different for several different deliverables. So a social post caption, as well as a tagline, as well as a 30-second video script idea. So within the same prompt and the same guidelines, asking for different outputs there.
The two cases for the announcements and the article in one prompt. Well done, Kairu.
And then just another point that someone's made here is just questioning, or at least saying that, writing they're exactly right. Writing a prompt can potentially take hours. And obviously in this activity, we're asking you to do it in just a minute or two. Absolutely right. Writing a good prompt can take several or many iterations. Obviously, for the purposes of this, we're not giving you the chance to do that. But I think you're picking up on a good point here, that you don't necessarily just want to rush a prompt and then send it away and that's it. So it definitely can take some, or should take some time to think about that there.
What about this case? Do you have? Is there anything else from the previous one?
Just those are the ones I wanted to pick up. Have you seen anything come through for this one, Anna? I haven't looked yet.
I think yes, because I have some new. Sometimes I ask another AI, that's really clever. Rob says that sometimes I ask another AI model, have me write a prompt for the AI model I'm working in. Yes. Anthony, I'm seeing the chat randomly. I'm not able to follow up correctly. I see Anthony's input. AZ Computing is introducing a software which is called Z, which can help you easily design your building and schedule your project management task. Okay. And Sanita says, yes, AI can help this to prepare a report with scope of improvement. I like the way you've put it. Sergius says, you can use AI to summarize extended documentation, that you have to read it carefully. Yes, indeed. Okay, I'm moving on. With the presentation. If you check something, Richard, from the chat, please step in. Sometimes back, speaking about extensive reports, sometime back I had a case like that. I was entitled to run a Moodle training, and it was a 12-month project. The training was online, and there were using Moodle, obviously, and there were 3 groups of users who took the course sequentially. And before each group started, we reviewed the parts of the content, updating bits of the course. And at the end of the year, I had to write a report describing everything in detail, including participant feedback, key outcomes, and of course, analyze the core statistic data. So, having in mind that AI can easily generate reports and analyze the statistical data from the Moodle course reports, I was confident and quite relaxed at the beginning of the year that AI would write my report in no time. And when, after 12 months, I tried this approach, and yes, within seconds, I had a bunch of fancy yet meaningless pages of content that I couldn't even read. The concept presented were so messy that I felt that I was trapped in it. And I was not even capable to follow a logical order in the way things were organized, and I couldn't correct it. So I gave up. I completely reject this approach. And for a moment, I got panicked because that would take me a lot of time. What saved me in that case was the fact that I'm an old-fashioned person, and when I want to articulate my own thoughts and processes, I keep notes, I write. So without having the intention to use these notes initially, I had several notes that I was keeping on the go during the project. So my second approach with AI was to start brainstorming first on the structure of the report, and then after having finalized the structure, I was gradually providing bits of my notes along with relevant statistic data to build the report content section by section with the help of AI. And yes, of course, the result was not as quick as in the first case, but it took me approximately 3 days to finalize it instead of 7. And the result was original, meaningful, and accurate, reliable. So during this process, I realized that journaling is a game changer in such cases. So the better your quick on-the-go notes are, the better results you can have at the end. So define when you have a long report, define the structure and fill it gradually, section by section. And even with this presentation, just to confirm that the idea of journaling, it works, I repeat the process with this presentation. So you can tell I've used AI for quite some times, and a lot in this presentation. I mean, all the images, almost all, are AI generated, and some text as well. The idea of this webinar occurred some months ago. So while I'm working with AI every day, with one or the other way, I started journaling. And all these cases that I'm presenting you today didn't happen within a week. They have been tested, reviewed, tried again until I found some balance. Now, it's very easy to ask any AI to write you a presentation on the effective use of AI for work and study. But the task here, my task, was to explain how I'm using it and share some reflections on the good and bad ways. So as I was interacting with AI in the past months, I started keeping random notes about it. So journaling methodically this time, reflecting on their use. And I was noting down all these success and fail stories, gathering related information as well. And this initiated a metacognitive process for me. And when the time came for the presentation in this webinar, I took my notes through AI. And in fact, through multiple AI models. And I realized that in my notes, there were quite a lot of things. So it took me a while to thin out things and decide what can I fit within an hour and perhaps keep the rest for another webinar or even a course. So journaling methodically is a key. And with that, I'm going to start a second poll to ask you, do you use AI in education and training? And if you do, how you use it for developing course content, for example, for generating quiz questions, for evaluating student submissions? How do you do? I can see the answers coming. Things seem to be stabilized. Let me share the results. So most of you have indeed used AI in education, and sometimes you develop course content. Sometimes you generate quiz questions. Oh, glad to see that mostly never, you don't evaluate student submission. That's really, really interesting. To be honest, I'm glad to see that as an educator. Okay, I stopped saying to move on. Like you, I have used AI assistants last year when I had to write multiple case studies to enrich our Moodle educator qualification program. Our program covers 22 competencies, and I wanted to set the scene to examine each one of them and approaching each competence as a school teacher, as a university professor, and as a vocational trainer. The easiest way would be probably to share with AI the competencies, explain a little bit of what I want to do, and let it generate all of them. And sure, AI would generate something. But, the quality standards of this product leave no room for superficial AI inputs. So I have extended experience on this topic. So I prefer to define the cases, set the scene, and then get AI's assistance on telling the stories I had in mind. So sometimes worth that you do the job and just get AI's assistance to do things better. And similarly, with the previous one, I have wrote some time ago a course about gradebook here in the academy. And when I finalized the course content, I thought to ask AI to set up some quiz questions for the final quiz. Just cut a little bit away. Okay, I won't hide myself. I started with the bad way this time, providing the course content and asking AI to generate the questions. And I can't describe how poor the outcome was. I could see some potential, but the initial outcome was bad. So the second time, I asked AI to generate the questions, providing learning outcomes, course content again, and the questions format. At that time, I used ICANN, for example. Sorry. Now, the generated questions were weak again. But I insisted, saying that these are very basic and that I want them to be more scenario type questions. And through the discussion with I managed to refine things. And that proved to be a good practice. The results were getting better and better. So, in addition, I used three AI models in parallel. So instead of one, I got with the same prompts results from three different models. The final results were not that impressive, but at least I had some ideas that I could use as inspiration for crafting richer and more relevant questions myself while I was really drained out from ideas. And I'm sorry, if you write content, if you write courses and quiz questions, I'm sure you felt this. You can understand what I'm talking about. And I can say that this saved me significant amount of time. So sometimes it's worth discussing with AI to get inspired. And before moving on to the last couple of our examples, I would like you to give us your inputs once again through our last poll. Now, do you use AI for research or technical advice? And honestly, are you satisfied with the results? Okay, I'm ending the poll and sharing the results. So you can see that most of you use AI for research or technical advice, and you are quite satisfied. The majority of you are satisfied from the results. Let's see. What was my experience? For the research, it's been quite some time. I had it pop up in my mind a very interesting topic. I can't remember what was the topic at the moment. I just found a series of interesting resources and collected them with the intention to draft a curriculum and a learning program. And it was an idea that just popped into my mind and found it amazing at the time. But truth is that I have no expertise in that topic. All I remember is that I had not the expertise of doing that. But I had 24 documents and 3 URLs that were looking quite promising. And I thought, wow, I can take them through the AI with a prompt saying something like, preview the research attached and write the curriculum and the full content based on the resources provided for an online training. Use references and don't improvise. And a few minutes later, AI gave me what I asked. And when I got the results, it looked perfect. Titles, sections, content, references. So I spent some time looking at it. And the more I was looking at it, the more I was thinking, how am I going to do a quality review in that document? I don't have the expertise. And I haven't even read all those documents I provided to AI. Needless to say, I quickly abandoned the idea. That's why I don't even remember the subject. And instead of investing time to work on something that I had no expertise on it yet, I decided not to move on with this. And yeah, my decision was so final that at this moment, I don't even remember the topic. So don't use AI text products. If you can't do a proper quality review, do not rely. And this is my last story and most dramatic uh, with a technical advice. Um, some time ago, within the context of the research team I was telling you about, it occurred that I had to update my local AI installation from one version to the other. And okay, I thought I should ask AI how to do it. I did, without having any clue about the process or the technological aspects. And of course, AI was giving me directions and commands that I was copy pasting them in my terminal. So I could see things running and I was thinking, oh, it works. Oh, I will do it. I will manage all by myself and AI. How cool is that? Wow. Until I got a warning saying eliminating root file system space. Oops. I I didn't I understood that that was not a good sign, but under panic, I pretend I didn't see that, quit the process, and continue with something else. But the next day, I turn on my laptop and it wasn't even able, it didn't allow me to log in my account. So I had to face it, the mess I did. And I turned back to a traditional human solution. I contacted Greek Look. It's our local open source software community. And these guys, once more, helped me applying a temporary fix. And a few days later, they helped me in an old-fashioned face-to-face meeting adjust my laptop's configuration to better serve my needs. Well, after this adventure, I got the input from the research team that all I had to do was to run one single command. That would be Olama run Llama 3.1. And it was like, I ran a bunch of terminal commands that finally broke my laptop. And I didn't even need to do all that. Why? Why I trusted AI that much? So a human solution might be better than AI. Do not neglect human solutions. So, my two takeaway tips will be like treat bots as colleagues and keep a notebook handy. And what I mean by treat bots as colleagues, basically, I mean that it's better not consider AIs as the source of truth, the source of the whole knowledge. It is also better not to expect that when you ask them to do something, they will necessarily return the result that you actually need. So, as you would do with a human colleague, start by defining your need, contextualize it, and provide as much information as possible, considering to work gradually on your task. It will give you some results. You can review it. You have to evaluate how close to your need is and continue prompting and rating and providing feedback to improve what's already generated. Often I make comments regarding the tone or even the feeling that I'm trying to express. That's also a good point to have better human-like texts. And in most cases, I'm running the same prompt in 2 or more models in parallel, so I can compare a little bit the results. The second tip was to keep a note handy, and these are my notes for this specific presentation. And work methodically. This means basically keep notes and work methodically. For long-term projects or for projects that I am slowly building on them, journaling is the key. Keep a simple text editor to record your thoughts and action as they come up. This is a particularly helpful process for 2 reasons. First of all, you keep notes of things at the time that you remember them, and they are still fresh in your memory without having the pressure of a deadline. So keeping notes on the go is a great way to do things. So, and when you make the second reason why this is particularly helpful is that when you take these human notes, just expressing yourself, it will help AI to give you more human-like results. Nobody likes the impersonal writing of AI. So you can take advantage and use this little tip. Consider to produce AI-assisted products in general, rather than AI-generated products. And for recurring tasks, like a newsletter, for example, I found it very helpful to have a dedicated chat, starting with some ground information. Then I specify the focus point of the current article. I get a suggestion. Next month, I'm returning to the same chat with a prompt to refresh your memory. And I'm sharing the new idea for the new article. And this refresh your memory prompt, it doesn't work in all models, but for those in which it works, it is really helpful. And that's all for me. We are close to the hour. Do we have any questions? Any thoughts? Any ideas? Richard?
Thank you very much, Anna, for all of that. Just while people are popping their questions in the chat, I'll just very, very quickly go back to a few responses that we had in the chat from the last poll. So you were sort of asking about, were people satisfied with results they were getting? And there are a few people echoing the same sorts of things about, they're satisfied because they know what to expect. So that's, they're not expecting the world. They know what they're going to get. They know what they're not going to get. So they've kind of tampered their expectations mainly. And obviously good prompting is what does the trick. So it's the same kind of thing. You're not treating this AI as some magic genie who is automatically going to pull the information you need out of nowhere. It's all about how you, or what you put into it, which is going to determine what you get out of it.
So true.
Exactly. So yes, look, we have got a couple of minutes. If you do have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat, or if you would like to, feel free to jump on the microphone if you want, and you can ask a question. Lots of thank yous coming in for you, Anna, from people. And we've had a really good crowd in today, and quite a number of people who've really.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
We can indeed hear
Yes.
you.
Wonderful. This was lovely attending your webinar. Thank you for a wonderful platform. I think an AI bot is not too much of a feature for any website these days. Why is it that we don't have it on Moodle Academy?
We will get it. I think. Well, this goes with the updates of the system, and this is a technical question that I prefer not to take it in, because there are some technical decisions that I cannot really support. But I believe that things are evolving, and we will go with the evolution as well, sooner or later.
Thank you.
I see in the chat Alex tip saying that when making quiz questions with AI, it is useful to add to your prompt the levels of Bloom's taxonomy you would like to question to correspond. And I find this very, very clever. Okay, I think we are about the hour. Thank you so much for your comments in the chat. We might have more courses around this topic, and with more or less the same human and simple users approach, and as well, I believe more technical ones for sure. But I think, Richard, we can wrap this up.
Indeed we can. So yeah, thank you for being here. As Anna has said, if you have enjoyed this session, we would love you to consider getting involved further and helping us grow by contributing to the development of Moodle Academy. You can do this by visiting our Get Involved course, which you'll find on the front page of the Moodle Academy site. You can suggest ideas for new webinars and courses, and you can vote on ideas that have been suggested by others already. We're always on the lookout for community members to help present webinars and co-create short online courses. And we would love your help making Moodle Academy more inclusive. So if you are able, please go to our Translate Moodle Academy course, and you can get started with helping us translate our courses and webinars into other languages. And of course, please help spread the word about Moodle Academy by telling your colleagues about the courses we offer and the webinars we run. When you complete a course, you'll earn a badge, and when you attend a webinar, you can get a certificate of attendance. Educators and administrators might like to think about getting Moodle qualified with the Moodle Educator qualification or the Moodle Administrator qualification. You can learn more about these qualifications from the Moodle qualifications block in the Academy homepage. All right. That is it. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hopefully you found this useful. Those of you who've said so in the chat, certainly seems like a lot of you have found it useful. So yeah, thank you again, and we hope to see you on the Moodle Academy course forums and in our upcoming webinars again.